What's up, gamers? Today we have probably the craziest Forsaken news ever. And no, I am not exaggerating. We're talking around 30 collabs, multiple new characters, Doombringer's real kit, a new skin's rarity system, new lobby map, new events, and so much more. So let's get straight into it. So on Twitter, or I guess X, an anonymous account affiliated with the developer team dropped a humongous file on Forsaken. This included upcoming events, collabs, characters, etc., etc. Now, there is a lot of information to have to go through yourself, so I will be summarizing all the important information to make your life easier. Firstly, Doombringer and a new killer named It has had their entire kit revealed. Let's begin with the new killer. IT Stan, also nicknamed the Beast. The new killer's passive is called Relentless. The monster's stamina drain decreases every minute the round goes on. Damage also increases, to a maximum of +5. The monster gains invisibility 4 when not in chase. However, its eyes will be visible and sound effects will still play. When entering chase, invisibility lasts for 2 seconds before wearing out. His second passive, called Vulnerable across the map, up to number of survivors divided by 2, flashlights spawn on the map. Each has 3 uses. Shining light on the monster stuns it for 2 seconds. His attack, called Scratch the Monster, deactivates its invisibility, scratching a survivor for 25 damage. Ability 1. Rush. The monster blindly charges forwards, hitting any survivor in its path for 30 damage. The monster can run into a wall to redirect. Hitting a survivor reduces the cooldown by X seconds. During the charge, the contrast and saturation is changed to impair the monster. If the monster is within its territory, reduce the impairing effect, apply Bleeding 1, and go slightly invisible for 5 seconds. Ability 2. Stalk. The monster can mark up to 3 survivors. The monster gains a short aura read of them every 10 seconds if they are within 60 studs. If the survivor is within its territory, ignore the range limit, and time is reduced to 5 seconds. An invisible monster is kinda cool in my opinion. Reminds me of the Wraith from Dead by Daylight. Next, Doombringer. His nickname being the Moderator. Let's begin with his passive, called Static Pressure. Survivors build up to 100% suppression over time. Suppression slowly decays while near allies and has 15% immediately taken off once freeing an imprisoned survivor. While 60+ studs away, survivors above 50% suppression are highlighted. Next, a state called Imprisoned. The victim is trapped within a cage, forced to perform increasingly faster skill checks to stay alive. Allies can free the victim via a lockpicking minigame, restoring 25% of their max HP once escaped. An imprisonment adds 15 seconds to the match timer, gradually raising suppression gain while ongoing. His attack is called Privkus. Doombringer swings Privkus for 25 damage. Hitting highlighted survivors allows this ability to be extended into a short lunge and slam when held, dealing 10 damage and pulling survivors inward in an AoE. Ability 1. Judgment Call. Doombringer lunges forward to grab a survivor, inflicting 10% suppression per second. Recast to perform a choke slam, dealing damage equal to 50% of their suppression, knocking them back and exhausting it. If the survivor is at full suppression, casting P2 imprisons them and resets your cooldown. Survivors can escape by completing multiple skill checks or stunning Doombringer. Ability 2. Expulsion. Doombringer launches a blast of crackling energy forward, dealing 20 splash damage. Recast within 5 seconds of hitting a survivor to pull them and an ally toward you. Ability 3. Overwhelming Presence. Doombringer charges Privkus, slamming down to release a shockwave that deals scaling knockback, applies 25% suppression, and highlights all survivors for 6 seconds. Survivors knocked into walls take 35 damage and are stunned for 1.25 seconds. While charging, you can toggle a cursor mark to teleport to upon slamming. Will you be playing Doombringer based on this information? Let me know. Secondly, what I find most exciting, there are almost 30 upcoming collaborations, and we can even see that Die of Death will be collaborating with Forsaken. Other big names too, like Flee the Facility, Apocalypse Rising, and The Broken Script? That's a very popular Minecraft horror mod I was literally just playing last night. That means Null, the main entity from the horror mod, will likely be a new killer in Forsaken. However, collabs with Funky Friday got scrapped. The devs initially had new killers for the collab planned, but it was all removed in the end. Another collab being planned was Decaying Winter, as you can read by these messages. Whistle Occurrence was hard limited by Leaf at some point until Soul got kicked off, so I guess there's a possibility Flowers returns as an altar skin in the future. Thirdly, we have a new killer named the Altar. However, not much information on its kit is available, but it seems this is the concept image of its design. It looks like an octopus. Kinda weird. Let's look at his stats. Difficulty, 5 stars. Seems like it'll be complex in its abilities. Health, 1,212. Regular speed, 8. Sprinting speed, 27. Max stamina, 120. Stamina loss per second, 9.5. Stamina gain per second, 23. Terror radius, 55 studs. Seems like a scary killer, not gonna lie. Do you think the octopus design is scary or funny? Moving on. Fifth, a new lobby map. We will likely be getting an expansion of the lobby. It is stated that the lobby expansion is an overhaul of the current lobby to add more content to explore and use while a match is ongoing. This expansion includes, but isn't limited to, the following. Multiple different activities in the cabin, such as a playable piano, a usable chalkboard, saves but is client-side, board games, etc. A huge extension upon the lobby island, with different areas and landmarks to explore and interact with. Can also open up teasers for upcoming characters/features. More creative ways to add secrets, achievements, lore, and ARG bits, alongside milestone unlockable areas/landmarks. Further NPC interactions, such as with HelperBot and Jane Doe, which allows for unlockable characters via quests/secrets. Generally improved quality of the lobby, which partially ties into the UI overhaul. How exciting! I've always wanted updates to the current lobby, so this is a huge W for me. But do you think an entirely new map design would have been better? Fifth, a new skin rarity system. This one is undoubtedly controversial. It is stated that skin variants are alternate versions of existing skins that don't classify as being their own. Skin rarity is a metric which decides the uniqueness and price of a skin based on effort and specialty. These rarities go as follows. Limited, an alternative skin tier which represents limited time skins of varying quality. Tier does not have a unique border, but instead has a holographic overlay on top of the skin's render and tiered border. Damned, the highest tier of skin, used for developer-exclusive or secret skins of varying quality. Border looks buggy with the Spectre's influence. Cursed, the 4th tier, containing skins made with the most effort, uniqueness, and cost. Has a foggy purple border. Shackled, the 3rd tier of skins, made for those created with high effort, uniqueness, and cost. Has a blue border. Restrained, the 2nd skin tier, for skins made with an intermediate amount of effort, uniqueness, and cost. Has a black to green faded border. Oppressed, the 1st tier, representing skins with the least amount of effort, uniqueness, and cost. Has a basic black border. I think a lot of players like how there isn't a hierarchy on skins in the game, so applying a rarity metric might upset a lot of the fan base. But what do you think? Personally, for me, I think it will make Forsaken a lot more competitive. 6th, a bunch of new game modes. This is my personal favorite, as I've always wanted different game modes in the game than the standard killer versus survivor. It is stated that game modes are special, limited-time game variants which shuffle out bi-weekly, with only one existing at a time. The first game mode, called Agoraphobia, Double Trouble, 2 Killers game mode. Players can invite each other to become a duo, sharing the same malice and becoming killers together when it's their turn. Players not in a duo will have a partner randomly selected for them when it's their time to become the killer. This does not affect the selected partner's malice. Survivors killed will only provide X seconds to the timer. When reaching 3 survivors, LMS begins, giving the killers X minutes to kill the remaining survivors. Second game mode, Agnostophobia Shuffle, Randomizer game mode. All characters have the same stats as the rest of their alignment. Players will have a choice between 3 cards, with each having multiple abilities from different ability pools. Cards show a summary of each ability chosen on it. For survivors, 3 ability pools exist. Primary, abilities which appear in the primary ability slot. Secondary, abilities which appear in the secondary ability slot. Tertiary, abilities which appear in the tertiary ability slot. For killers, 4 ability pools exist, also having an attack pool. Abilities which rely on other abilities to exist are banned from all ability pools. Third game mode, Diacophobia Extermination, 8 versus 1 role swap game mode. The survivor selection is replaced with 5 new survivors: Mercenaries, Isle, stealth playstyle, has access to night vision goggles, and can occasionally activate an EVG mode to scan around the darkness and locate the killer if spotted. Soldiers, Area 51, brutish playstyle, can use their stature to body block and push back the killer, also providing the most damage with their arsenal. Combines, the Stalker, strategic playstyle, has access to gadgets such as tripwires or turrets that can be placed down to hinder the killer. Paintballers, ultimate paintball, supportive playstyle, can shoot allies with special pain-killing rounds to buff and protect them. Army men, the undead coming, swift playstyle, has access to resuppliers which can speed up cooldowns, sustain items for longer, and allow items to go past their normal limit. Survivors start the match together, forced into first person with black fog encompassing the map. The killer must kill all survivors, while the survivors have to kill the killer. Fourth game mode, Claustrophobia Escape, objective game mode. The killer selection is replaced with X new killers. King, combat initiation. Balanced, tanky killer. Draco Bloxer, build to survive the Draco Bloxers. Slow, ranged killer. Nightmare Bot 9000, FNAF co-op. Quick, snowballing killer. The Seeker, light bulb. Omnipresent, management killer. Survivors must do a list of tasks to escape the map, completing all primary objectives first, then all secondary objectives, then surviving X seconds before opening the exits. Survivors have X minutes to escape before the match ends. Completed objectives add time to the round. Survivor kills do not affect round time. Killed survivors are instead downed, needing to be picked up by the killer and carried to a blank to begin the stranding process. They must be rescued by a teammate to escape. 2 downed survivors can be carried by the killer at a time, and downed survivors will automatically pick themselves up after X seconds. All survivors have 3 stages during the stranding process. Every blank will progress the survivor to the next stage, starting at stage 1. Survivors in stage 1 will have X seconds to be rescued before entering stage 2, then X seconds before stage 3. Reaching stage 3 will kill the survivor. When 1 survivor remains, they must only survive X seconds before the exits automatically open. That's a lot of new characters for a few game modes. Do you want these new game modes, or do you prefer only having 1 killer versus all survivors? Next, we have a new unlockable character. HelperBot is an NPC that acts like a guide for the player. They can be found in the lobby next to a broken arcade machine. Here's the dialogue you can have with the HelperBot. Pause to read. Fully repairing HelperBot unlocks them as a character, as well as allows you to talk with them to access more information about each survivor and killer. Pretty awesome. And lastly, there are a bunch of new Last Man Standing events. Many correlated survivors and characters get entirely new abilities and animations in their LMS. There is a lot, so pause to read. There's a few more smaller details to cover, which I might do in the next video, but this is all the most shocking and important information so far. Now you guys, I am personally so excited for this, like y'all don't even know. Like, I always wanted cooler LMS for correlating characters to really get immersed. Plus, a Minecraft horror mod collab? That's my personal favorite. But yeah, what do you guys think? I want to hear all your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to never miss the next update from your favorite unemployed seal. See you next update.